Delegate Elizabeth Guzman, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. Can you start by just telling us about yourself and your district?
I live in Prince William County, represent the 22nd District, which is the central western side of Prince William County, includes the cities of Bristow, Knoxville, parts of Gainesville, and the outskirts of Manassas. I'm a mother of 4 children that I raised in Prince William County schools. I'm originally from Peru. I came to this country with $300 in my pocket looking for opportunities for my oldest daughter, Pamela, who's 34 now. And this country gave me the opportunity to find opportunities for myself. Was a former delegate before, had the honor to serve Prince William and Fauquier counties from 2018 through 2024. Then after redistricting, I was out of office for 2 years, and now I'm back, and I'm honored to serve now a new district, a different neighborhood, but ready to get to work for them.
You mentioned your past time in the House of Delegates. Can you talk about what lessons you learned from that time and what you'll bring this time around with you?
I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse, but I always represented competitive districts. And I think, to me, my vision of a delegate is not a candidate anymore. I'm here to serve everyone who lives in that district. During my tenure in the General Assembly, I served in the minority 4 years out of the 6 years. Was successful to pass legislation all the time, and I believe it was because I was able to reach across the aisle to get things done. It was never about me or the political party that I represent. It was about the issues that I was fighting for, about my community. So I was able to share that message with my Republican colleagues and get some of those to vote for my bills, some of those representatives to vote for my bills. But this time, it's 64 seats. There were things that we have already put in place already, but we couldn't pass because of the governor vetoing those bills. But then at the same time, we have a different dynamic this time. We have a president that is coming after vulnerable communities and public education. So which is going to put us in a very difficult position because we need to decide how we're going to invest the money that we have in Virginia's coffers at this moment. When I think also about where we're going to find that money, I think that it is time in Virginia that those who make more than $400,000, they're going to have to pay more. They shouldn't be paying the same amount of taxes that a family that makes $60,000 or $100,000. So we need to find the money where it is, and my goal is to continue to provide services to those vulnerable and marginalized communities.
When you're talking with people in your district, what are they telling you that they want from their elected official, and how do you specifically plan to deliver that for them?
We also have a lot of federal workers that live in my district due to our proximity to Washington, D.C. So now that we are here, is when I spoke with many of them, when they decided to work for the federal government, it was a dream job. It provided them with good benefits, good salary, job stability, and now all of that is gone. They go to work every Monday not knowing what is going to happen, right? Whether they will get the email where we are no longer needed, thank you for your service, bye. Or, so how do we help them? How do we help them to gain the skills that they need to now bring that expertise to state government and local government? I need to remember those people who are struggling in my district, and they want to live in a state where it's going to protect them, and a delegate that's going to fight for them.
An issue that's been across Virginia, but especially in Prince William County, is data centers. As you know, the ability to navigate the environmental concerns, public's concerns, the potential financial gains. What role do you feel like you have to play to address these concerns?
When I talk about data centers, I like to talk in different brackets, right? So we have those decisions that have already been made, but it was rushed. It was not done in a way where we waited for environmental reviews, where we could study the amount of electricity that it was needed in order to build those data centers. So now the data centers are here, and how we don't have enough power, and the residents are paying more on electricity bills. So what do we do now, right? Because we have to build transmission lines. We need, in the state legislature, put systems in place where once we make those decisions, that the environmental conversation has already happened, that there are protections for school, neighborhoods, and parks. So I was successful to work with the County Board of Supervisors to stop one of them that was supposed to come into my district. And I need to continue to work with them. And it's about not working in silos, so it's the state's fault, it's local government's fault, let's work together. And then you have the group that is upcoming, and then that is an opportunity for me to step up, and say, no, we're gonna now do this in a different way. And I understand that revenue is important for localities, but the reality is that the people who live in Prince William County are not seeing that reflected on their tax bills. Their property tax is going up, their car tax is going up. So how are we gonna use that money? Going back to the amount of money that we're gonna need to protect all of these vulnerable and marginalized communities, can Virginia continue to afford to provide those tax breaks to these data centers? I don't think so. And if they make a lot of money, so it's time for them to pay their fair share. It's time for the community to get the benefits that they are going to bring to those who are being affected, and I want to see that reflected on their tax bills.
In 2 years, when you reflect on this term, not getting ahead to the next term possibly, can you talk to me what you think what a successful term will look like for you?
Where Virginians are not struggling to make ends meet, that we are able to increase the minimum wage, that we are able to pay family medical leave and paid sick leave, and reduce taxes and tax more the millionaires so we can continue services for those most vulnerable. A good term to me will be that everyone, including corporations, pay their fair share. Those tax breaks that we have been known for in the past. When I came here, I've always heard we need to attract business, and the only way to attract business is to provide tax breaks. But we never talk about what Virginia brings to these businesses. And it's out there. We have the best qualified workforce in the country, if not in the world. So it's time for us to ask. And these corporations, if they want to get established here and they want to get access to our good pool of professionals, well educated here in Virginia, well, they're going to have to pay their fair share.
Delegate Guzman, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the VPM YouTube channel, hit the bell for notifications, and visit vpm.org for more in-depth coverage.